Hello, welcome to my channel. Back in May, I decided to start a late journal, a fanfiction reading journal. Not too much of a book fan, I'd rather fanfictions because I feel like I already know the characters and want to know more and more about them, so journaling is apt. Honestly, I read over 100 fanfictions each month, so it definitely took me a while to figure out my journal spreads, what to record and how to lay everything out. So for now, I decided to review only certain stories, like this current one I'm working on. Now, most of the fanfictions I read in my life are Harry Potter. For now, mostly Hermione. This first story spread review I'm working on is a fanfiction titled Secrets and Masks. It's the first major multi-chaptered fic I read in June. I loved it. It's an alternate take of the last book where Voldemort kind of won. Hermione's a soldier of the good side and Draco of the bad side. Something went awry and Hermione basically got kidnapped under Draco's care. So these are what's gonna make my journal. AI generated images. I know there are the type of fans out there who are bored using AI, but they make me happy. And it is my journal. Make your own journal if you want, huh? I chose cherry blossoms because there's these flowers in the story. That's my old wax paper sticker book, by the way. Not the best of creations. Oh, and by the way, I always number my reviews in accordance to their index numbers on my reading log spreads. I rarely give 5-star ratings to anything, but this story deserves it, I feel. Oh, and by the way, reading journals are made with spoilers, of course. So don't read my reviews if you don't want to get spoiled. Like duh. The second story I'm reviewing is one based on a love potion, titled Love Potions and Their Many Uses. It's not those standard love potion plots I'm used to reading. Definitely a lot more to this story, and I love it. Definitely going to be in my reread list, and I seldom do that, must I point out. Anyway, took me 3 days to finish this 23-chapter fic. It's a thriller fic. I pride myself as being a good detective. My suspicions on ultimate culprits are almost always correct. But this fic had me guessing on every single person. And that's what made me feel this is one of the most brilliant stories I've read this year. The actual culprit truly is someone you would never think of. Totally someone in the background. Honestly, I really feel this fic deserves more love. I don't see it in many recs online. It should. Covering with washi tape since I just need the word love. Now, I also know there's a certain fanfic reader community out there who are opposed to reading fanfictions. Again, my journal, my way. The third fanfiction I'm reviewing here is titled From Wiltshire with Love. An absolute epic. Another alternate take of the last book where Voldemort still lives. I love the whole idea of Draco finding comfort in Hermione's family muggle home even if he's alone there. Slowly learning about muggles, and fastly so. He's a quick learner. Although I have to point out this fic has greatly written horror gore. I'm not one for those in movies, but this story had those rightly written in details, that there were parts I almost wanted to skip reading because it was too scary for me. Yeah, there were like 2 major parts that made me feel like that. The whole thing is definitely not for teens. The smut, the violence, everything. You gotta be adult for this. I'm not happy with my title stamping, by the way. Ugh, so messy. Anyway, for majority of the fanfictions that I reviewed, I just review them like this. Nothing fancy. Of course, complementing each review with an AI-generated image of the story. There are a variety of free AI image generators out there. Meta AI, Photor, Night Cafe, Artbreeder, amongst some. By the way, it's a habit of mine to tape the middle spines of my journal sporadically. This will prevent my notebook from falling apart from all the bulk it'll eventually hold. I've had a bad experience with that, so lesson learned. Thanks. At times, I'll have to alter the color of their uniforms because AI can sometimes be a git at following instructions. Just like book reading journals, guys use the book cover designs as the major focus of the spreads. So for fanfiction journals, we do not have that luxury. So AI images it is. Oh, I don't just read Harry Potter fanfictions, of course. I do read other fandom ones. So that one there is from an Indian TV serial titled Is Pyar Ko Kya Naam Do. To reiterate, I know many people do not like the use of celebrity-generated faces. I personally love them, of course. Always imagine the actors whenever I read the books or fanfictions. They make me happy. I do my journal how I like it. Washi tapes for some space fillers. Some vintage stickers. On my reading log list, I'll color the index numbers for those fanfictions that I reviewed. Just random browns. I'll write my favorite monthly fic quote here and cover it with this unpeeled sticker. Then try to carefully tape the side to make like a flat window. Just some simple interactivity. For my monthly statistics, I'm going the popular pie chart route, generated them through MS Excel. So instead of printing those pie charts out, I prefer doing them manually. I use the Trace Table app, like so. Basically using my phone as a light box, making sure the center of the line is in line with each other. begin to trace each partition. Yeah, using color pencils of the brown palette for my pie charts. And that's basically about it for my June. Time for a flip through. As I said, this is my first reading journal. I do plan to make one for next year too, so I'm still testing out my spread layouts. Already, I'm seeing things I shouldn't and should have done. For now, I'll choose to be consistent with this layout throughout the rest of the year. So I guess that's about it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching until here, and bye bye.